Welcome back to the Born to Chat Shit podcast with your hosts George and the mighty
Vicky.
Thank you everyone as always for supporting the podcast, sharing it on your stories, rating it on Spotify, liking it on YouTube. It really does mean a lot. So if you are watching this right now, please share because it helps the podcast grow. The more we can reach out to people, the more we can inspire and help people, and the more we can keep doing this. So today's podcast is going to be an interesting one. It's titled Things That We Would Say to You If We Weren't Afraid to Hurt Your Feelings. So today's going to be a little bit spicy. We might wind up a few people. We might hit a nerve, is what I would like to call it.
Yeah, but I always say when you hit a nerve, it's probably because something hits home.
Yes.
And there might be a little bit of a truth behind it. And everything that we are saying comes out of a place of love and care. And it's one of the things that I am, I'm very cutthroat. I think you would agree with that, George.
Yes.
I'm a very honest and cutthroat person, but it comes from the fact that actually my love language is being truthful. And always people should hear the truth because that's what allows them to be challenged and that's what allows them to change. So we're not actually going to do an introduction and an update in this podcast.
That was my next part.
Oh,
I was asked how you were.
Okay,
How are you?
I'm all right. I'm not the best this week. I'm a little bit under the weather.
A little hair here.
Oh,
there we
great,
go.
thank you. I'm a little bit under the weather, and Mango is severely overstimulating me in these podcasts.
You need to come sit down. Sorry, guys, if
Yeah.
you're watching on audio. We've got an annoying dog. Sit down there, Mengi, and be a good girl. Carry on, Vicky. How are you?
Yeah, I've been a little bit under the weather, which has been really annoying.
Under the weather meaning?
I feel like I've had a little bit of a cold, and I've also had a very poor digestion. Let's just leave it there. So things have not been going the best for me. We've returned back from our deload, which we spoke about in the previous podcast, and I was so excited just to get back into the gym and feel fresh. Obviously, I have started my super physiological range of assistance, which I've spoken about on my Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, go follow me at dr.wiks, and then we've got at George Osborne 12. We post a lot of updates on there very regularly. So I was like, yeah, you know what, I'm ready to go here and I'm ready to make progress. And I just feel like my body's always in classic Wiks fashion, just going against me when it's the least needed. But it's not severe to the extent where I'm bedbound. I think I need to be really ill to be like that. You know what I'm like.
Yeah, nothing stops Vicky, to be honest with you. There would be a war going on outside. She would still
still go to the gym.
Still go to the gym, still walk the dog, still get the meals in, It's never like, oh, there's a war outside, I can't get my shit done. You've always been a bit like that.
No, I've always been like that. You can't stop me. I always say it's all in the head, it's all in the mind, and I'm only going to get as sick as I allow myself to be. Even though I know sometimes you do need rest, I don't feel like I need any rest right now. I've got a rest day today anyway. So I'm going to rest today and I'm going to go train tomorrow. But apart from that, I've been feeling good.
How's your training been since you've come back from deload?
My training's never amazing after a deload. I feel like I sort of have to relearn movement patterns, but I'm just so used to that right now. I know a lot of people come back from a deload and they're raring to go and they get loads of these progressions. I sort of have to have a few sessions where I fight for basically not regressing, and then after that it just flies for me. So I'm just taking everything with a pinch of salt. If I do regress, I know I've lifted that weight again. I'll be able to, I've lifted that weight before, I'll be able to lift it again. So training has been okay. It's not been the best. We've adjusted my training split ever so slightly because I am on cycle at the moment. I can't afford to do as much upper as what I usually would because my upper is very responsive, and it was as a natural athlete anyway. So yeah, we've had to change my training split about. So I'm doing 4 leg days per week now, with 1 day where I'm doing 3 upper exercises, 2 sets each, abs, calves and adductors. So it's going to be
accessory day, we like to call it.
Yeah, like an accessory day. It's the most random session. But
the issue we've got with Vicky, she wants to train 5 days.
Yeah.
She will not accept training 4. So it's kind of like, okay, well, you can't have the best of both worlds here. Something's got to give way. And that sort of accessory day is an opportunity for her to go into the gym and still train and still have her routine, because 4 days a week just doesn't work in her head.
It's because I'm so used to a routine. I'm used to a routine of 5 training days per week, and I know I could drop that and I know I can readjust, but it's just like training is my time. Apart from that, I devote so much time to helping others, which I absolutely love, of course, but it just allows me to fill my cup so I can be the best version of myself and show up for others. So I'm like,
absolutely.
Yeah, maybe one day.
Never.
Maybe one day.
Vicky would train every single day if she would. She's honestly that type of person. It's like legs every day. You know, it's typical bro mentality of, I don't have rest days for the fucking week, you know?
Hashtag no days off.
And then it bites in the arse further down the line, so.
Yep. But that's why you're my coach, because you pull me back when needed. And I do listen.
Yeah,
I wrote my training split and I was like, George, can you approve it? And he dropped down a few sets.
Yeah.
But apart from that, we're in agreement with things.
Yeah, I normally get Vicky to sort of run her training, and I sort of like question what she's doing. I'm like, do you really need to be doing this? Can we not work our way up to that? And then she's a little bit resistant at first, but she sort of comes round to sort of agreeing. Yeah, you do listen. I'll give you that. You are a good client in terms of listening to my feedback, whether you like it or not, which is important. You know, if you've got a coach, by the way, and you are investing into that person, like actually invest into that and listen to them rather than fucking, oh, I've changed this, I've changed that. And it's just like, what's the point in being coached then?
Yeah, there's no point.
There's literally no point.
Yeah.
I've seen that before. Someone said, I'm lost, I'm confused. They signed up to coaching. I give them a plan. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, I want to change that. I'm like, mate, you've come here because you're confused and you're fucked. Follow what I've just said to you.
And try something different.
And try something different. And give it a go. And if it doesn't work, fair enough. Feed back to me. But if you're coming and saying, I'm like, anyway, we can go off on an absolute rampage on that. But I'm not going to, because I'm going to save my aggression for our, not aggression, by the way. I'm going to save my words of wisdom for the topic of conversation. So anything else you need to report?
No, that's pretty much it. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. That's how I always answer questions when I don't know what to say. I go, yeah, not bad. Back in training, I've had a bit of a slow start as well, post deload. Hate having, but I'm ready to go. Like mentally, I'm ready to go. And I know my body just like needs a bit of time to adapt. It's mad sometimes what 4 days off the gym actually does to like your body. Like I feel a little bit sore this week, which is again what we want, but like before I wasn't sore at all. Things have just been a little bit slower. My energy or my sort of like fatigue, like during sets, I get like, oh, I'm going to get 10 here, and I get 7, I'm like, fuck, I'm done, you know? Sort of a bit like that. But then afterwards, it just gets better. So I'm excited to get back in tomorrow because I know, and I've been doing this for years now, you just know when your body starts to sort of pick up. So I'm looking forward to all of that. A food increase, so there will be a full day of eating, which you'll see, surrounding obviously where my food is at on a training day. So pushing that now.
This is on his YouTube, by the way.
Did I not say on my YouTube?
No, you said there'll be a full day of eating.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, it'll be on my YouTube channel if you want to check that out. And that's pretty much it at the moment. Nothing else has really changed, has it? And escalations of slight PEDs as well, which I'll probably get Vicky to talk about more than myself, because Vicky leads the reins in terms of like that aspect of things, and she's very credible in terms of what she does. But we've slightly started escalating PEDs and going on second cycle, so that should be interesting. But yeah, usual business, same old stuff, training, fucking sending it in the gym, nutrition's on point, sleep is as best as it can, and having a good time and having fun. That's how it is.
Amazing. So that's a little update on what we've been up to, how we are doing, and without further ado, we're actually going to dive balls deep into this.
Balls deep.
Balls deep, because it's going to be a balls deep kind of podcast actually today, into the topic of conversation. And George and I have actually individually written points on our phone. So if you are watching this, we're not being rude. We're just referring to the things that we have written. We are talking about things we would say to you if we weren't scared to hurt your feelings. And I've got a few points, you've got a few points.
I think he's got loads of bloody points.
I've got loads of points. So this is going to have to be a part 1, because I could say many things.
Yeah, if you enjoy this, you want a part 2, then let us know and we'll do a part 2 as well, because we can go on forever about some of these topics.
Okay, you go first.
Number 1 for me, you care too much about other people's opinions. Do you want to elaborate on that?
What's your point?
So many people nowadays, again, this is social media for me. Like, social media is just like a terrible, it's actually shit when you actually deepen it for a second. Like, social media is actually shit, because if there weren't social media, everyone would be so much happier and everyone would be just doing what they want. But we live in a society where we get people that comment shit, people that have an opinion. Everyone's got an opinion nowadays. I just wish everyone shut their fucking gobs and just cracked on with what they were doing, because it doesn't matter at the end of the day what other people are doing. Back to the point, you are too focused and fixated on what others are saying. Like, you are like basically allowing other people to make the decision for you, and that is wrong. Okay, that isn't wrong. That's all I've got to say on that. I didn't think that one through, to be honest with you.
Oh no, it's a really good point. And it's something that actually hits home to me, because I'm by like nature a people pleaser. I always want to make everyone around me happy, and a lot of the things that I've done in my life have been dictated by making sure others are okay and others see me of value and others are proud of me, rather than what I actually want and what I stand for and what my values are, because I've been so scared of like, oh, what if it upsets this person, or what if it upsets that. Even a prime example is me doing this podcast, specifically this current podcast. Me 2 years ago would never ever do it. I was so not.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I've been so scared. I'm like, oh, what if I say it and I upset someone?
Oh,
or
yeah,
what if
we've
I
had
say
that.
it and like people don't agree with it? What if I say it? Or what if I actually talk about my PEDs and people come at me, blah, blah, blah.
We had that conversation the other day.
We had that conversation yesterday, because I was like, oh, I'll cue the comments of people making fun about me, because I don't know, for whatever reason, because George's followers or subscribers on YouTube love doing that.
Yep.
And I still have a natural instinct of letting it get to me, but I stop myself and I say to myself, these people don't truly matter in my life, because they will not be around forever, nor will I. And if I continue my people pleasing tendencies and I continue doing what everyone else wants me to do, I am going to lay on my deathbed kicking myself up in the arse, because there's so many things I would have wanted to do that I didn't do, just in the fear of what I thought others wanted me to do. Not even what others wanted me to do, what I thought they wanted me to do. So stop preventing yourself from succeeding, from taking that leap, from starting that business, from saying no to those plans with your friends, from going down a certain route in your life that may be contradicting, because it's your life to live. And we'll leave it there because we've got too many points to talk about.
That was actually really good. I should have said more of what you just said, but it didn't sprung to my mind, so...
But that's why we've got each other, because it's born to chat shit, and I say things that stimulate your mind and you say things that stimulate my mind, and then people benefit from it.
As you can see, Vicky's she's the smarty pants in the relationship. I'm just the...
No, that's not true. Stop talking shit to yourself.
I am smart.
There you go.
Just as smart.
There we go.
Smarter.
Okay, that's too far.
Go on.
Okay, my point is, you do have the time, you're just not wanting to utilise it correctly. Your priority... do you disagree?
I agree
agree?
badly. Yeah, it pisses me off.
Yeah, when people say I don't have the time. And the reason why I'm saying it, and I'm saying it with my hand on my heart, on my chest, speaking to you, looking you in the eyes, I used to be that person.
Yeah.
I used to always say I don't have time. Even I'm not just saying for bodybuilding, but my mum used to be like, can you call? Don't have time. Don't have to. Fucking make time. If something is important to you, make time. Wake up an hour earlier, go to bed an hour later, stop scrolling through social media, habit stack, multitask, do what you need to do, but just do it. And this comes from a person that has lived a life. Bear in mind, when I did my bodybuilding prep, I was a medical student in my medical school finals. I was working a job as a healthcare assistant. I was doing online coaching on the side, and I was also working with individuals with learning disabilities. So 3 different jobs. Obviously, I wasn't doing it every single day like those 3 jobs, but they would alternate. I had Mango by myself. So I had a dog that I had to walk. She's a high level energy dog. I had to wake up at 4 a.m. every single day, go do my cardio, come back, walk Mango, do around 5,000-6,000 steps with her, go to placement, come back in my lunch break, walk Mango, go back to placement, come back, take her out, go to the gym, study, do work. On the weekends I would work. I had so little time, yet I'd still made it work. And I remember there was one time I was flying to Poland, still in the midst of my bodybuilding prep when I had all of these things. My flight was at 6 a.m. I woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning to go to Pure Gym to make sure I did my cardio and make sure I did my training session, so I didn't have to move things around. It was so important to me that I did make it work. And I know that there are going to be things and people that are busy, that have families, mums and dads, where it is going to be harder for you to manage, especially like people like single dads and single mums and taking their kids to school, etc. But I like, it's as simple as, you can't get to the gym, cool. Get home and do a home workout whilst the kids are watching something on the telly. You know, you can do it. It might not be what you want to do, but you can nudge and you can budge and you can make it work. Maybe not in the perfect circumstances, but where there is a will, there is a way.
Yeah,
and I always say that.
It always comes down to, if you want to, you would. If you don't want to, you won't, right?
Yeah.
You know, people sit there about the steps. The steps is a big one in the bodybuilding. Oh, I struggle to get my steps in. You choose not to. You know, I don't have the opportunity to go out. Like, you can now get walking pads, which are like £100. You've got a Facebook Marketplace and
people give them away for free now.
People give away for free because they don't want any of that shit. You can literally go pick that up, or hire a van, pick it up, and you can have that in your house or your garage, and you don't even need to leave the house, and you get your steps in. Like, it's always a way around things, and you've just got to find those loopholes in your life. So yeah, he was very passionate about that one, Vicky.
Yeah, I was, because I definitely used to be a person that...
Does it frustrate you when you hear people say that then, based upon yourself? Because you've obviously done a lot. You've done a lot more. By the way, Vicky's done a lot more than what I've done there. You know, I've not had to do 4 jobs, uni, run a house, walk a dog. So Vicky's done a lot more. Does it frustrate you?
It frustrates me purely because I know people are limiting their potential when they say that.
Yeah,
that's what frustrates me. It's that I wish I could shake them and be like, no, that there is a way. We just need to plan this better. We just need to adjust things more. We just need to find strategies which help you implement things, and also just look them in the eyes and tell them it's gonna be hard, but don't complain about being full when your goal was to eat. And that's the one thing that I think is really important to remember. Like, when you feel this level of pressure, it's a huge privilege. When my goal was to do a bodybuilding show, amongst the time that I did it in, that was my personal choice. It was my goal. So no wonder I feel overwhelmed and tired and hungry and depleted, and I don't have the time. Because I chose to do that. You know, that it's a choice in life. And the reason why I'm so passionate and frustrated about it is because, you know, I was there. I was there and I made it work, and I was also there and I didn't make it work, because in my previous years of med school I would always say I don't have the time and I can't go to the gym and I can't meal prep and I can't do this, and I let myself go and my confidence level was rock bottom. Whereas when it was tough, when I was doing all those hard things in the 4th and 5th year of uni, I was thriving. It was hard, but I felt so good about myself because I was like, I can achieve anything I want to. I'm bloody unstoppable.
Yeah, I think initially it's hard, isn't it, actually going to make that effort, because effort is hard in any sort of field. But when you actually start doing it, it then gets easier, and then you look back and think, why did I not do that? It
becomes a habit. You don't think about it.
Yeah, and it cross-transfer, like you said, to all other aspects of your life as well. That's what I say to people. Like, if you start working on yourself, other aspects will take care of it. When you're good, pretty much everything else in your life is good. When you're bad and you don't look after yourself, a lot of other things are bad in your life, right? It goes hand in hand. So yeah, I really do think that one is a good one. Do you want to go to the next one?
You go on to the next one.
My point number 2 is you train like a pussy. Sorry, I'm calling it out. A lot of people don't train anywhere near as hard as what they think they do or what they should be doing. And I think training, especially hard, is a skill that is learned over time. Like, I remember going into the gym first of all, and you know, I didn't train to failure. Did you train to failure at all when you first started going to the gym?
I thought I did. I definitely did.
I wouldn't be surprised if you did, to be honest with you, because Vicky's she's very unique in those sort of ways. But it's a skill that is learned over time for a lot of people. So I'm not saying like, okay, you're in your first year of training, you're not trained hard enough. You will get there eventually, but a lot of people saying that they are giving it, you know, they're pushing themselves. And I look and I think, you have no idea. Like, you have no idea. Like, that is not pushing it. And not that you have to push yourself all the way every single time, but I certainly believe that you are limiting yourself from how much more progress. Because you think, you know, these people that look really good and they train the way that they do you think they would maybe look better if they trained harder? Maybe, maybe not. It's hard to say. But for most people who are earlier into their training, I promise you'll get so much more out of doing that when you actually learn to train fucking hard and not flapping about on these shitty exercises that people are doing. Have you seen on like Instagram lately? I think Jack Thorburn did like a overlay sort of like green screen about like people doing like they're attaching like a cuff to like a pull down, and they're doing it with their elbow rather than their hands. I'm seeing all these science-based lifters and all these people doing these weird and wacky things. What happened just to fucking training hard, you know? Now people doing all these like fancy exercises.
Sounds so...
Yeah, I know. I'm proper.
No, it's true.
But I've been in bodybuilding for like 10 years now. Like I feel like I'm quite old school when it comes to that.
Yeah, you are.
And you know, I've always believed, like even when I first go into gym, the people in there were doing crazy shit. Now it's all just flapping about and training like a fucking pussy. That's my 2% on it. But you've probably got far more better things to say than what I've got there.
No, I think you covered that.
Really?
Yeah. Why did you tap yourself?
Yeah, I was surprised about that.
No, that was good. Okay, next one. It may not be your fault, but it is your responsibility. So stop blaming others.
Oh, so easy to point the finger in it.
Yeah.
I've done that so many times, especially at you. I've done it to the dogs as well.
Yeah.
Reality is, it's on me.
Yeah.
It is on me. Yeah.
And I used to be a typical victim mentality type person. I had, you know, a harder upbringing, and I would always blame that for being the person that I am. And that literally strips you from any power that you've got in your life. If you're constantly like, oh, well, my ex-boyfriend cheated on me and therefore I've got trust issues. Well, okay, you may not be at fault, but it's your responsibility to address those trust issues. Otherwise, you're going to continue messing up your relationships further down the line because you're going into a relationship with a toxic mentality, making it toxic already. You know, when people are like, oh, my boss was a prick to me, so I had a really shit training session. Okay, well, your boss was a prick to you. That's on them. That's not on you. Why are you stopping your progress because of someone's bad day, you know, someone's own issues and how they addressed you? It might not be your fault that he was horrible to you, but it's your responsibility on how you handle it. And that goes for anything in life. When you strip yourself of the victim mentality, you regain so much power to change your life. Stop blaming everything else, because everything that you have in your life based off of your responses, how you respond, is in your control. You can't change anyone else. You can't change the past. You can't change how people respond to you, but you can change how you respond. So take responsibility. Be like, it's on me, and learn to change it.
Yeah, absolutely spot on there. I ain't got nothing else to say on that.
Okay.
You covered it very well. There's nothing of value that I would add to that. My next one is a little bit controversial. Actually, I'm going to miss that one out and go on to the next one. I'll come back to that one.
Oh, suspense.
You don't need a coach. You need a therapist. All right? Now,
this is a good one.
This one for me is quite big because I've had people join my coaching from my experience, and they are looking for that quick fix. They have maybe problems that they need deeper help with, but they're like, right, I'm going to get a coach and they're going to give me a new training program, new nutritional program, and that's going to fix all my problems. 4 weeks later, same person, same shit, back in square one. Leave, that's it. You need a therapist. You need to talk through your issues. And I say to some people that have invested into me, like, save your money. Don't spend it on me because you're not it's not needed right now. I said, put this money towards getting therapy each week or each month. Put it somewhere where you need it right now. The door's always going to be open, but use it for what you actually need, because I'm not here for cookie cutter plans which are going to sort you out. It's not going to happen. You know, this is not magic. It starts within you, but if you aren't able to, in a way, process those aspect of things, then you need help. Luckily, I've got a therapist next to me. Vicky's my therapist, so I obviously talk to her about my issues and things like that. But at the same time, many people don't have that, and I would urgently start thinking about, rather than telling your coach, I mean, it's a little bit controversial here because I want clients to be open and honest with me, but at the same time, I'm here to do a job as well, and that is here to get you to your goal. And if you're not getting to your goal, and you're just here to tell me about your problems, I'm sorry, I'm the wrong person for you. And of course,
and it's not. I'll interrupt there. It's not that George won't want to help. It's that he is not licensed to help with that. Like, he does not have the training. Nor does any online coach, unless they've completed a psychiatry degree in some way, shape and form. It's not their job to be able to pick apart your childhood trauma, your past relationship trauma, your PTSD, your binge eating disorders, your anorexia, whatever it may be, your addictions. It's not within their job description. It's not because they don't want to help, but because they don't have the tools to. It's like going to a car mechanic, and asking them to fit your radiator, your boiler. Like it's not their job. It's like going to a cardiologist, a heart doctor, and asking them to operate on your broken leg. It's not what they might be touching upon the subject, they might know about it, but it's not their speciality. And this is, sorry, can I go off on one?
Go for it.
Yeah, this is what really concerns me in the industry, is the fact that okay, fuck it, I'll say it, because this is what the whole thing is about. This should be called the Unfiltered podcast. There's so many coaches out there that will see someone that is vulnerable and that requires help, psychological help, and they'll take them on as a client because it's extra money for them. This infuriates me. It infuriates me, because it opens the door for that client, for that individual, to just get more problems. Because if I see someone with an active eating disorder and they're like, Fix, I want to come to you and I want to lose 10 pounds in the next 5 weeks, I say to them, no. Like, first of all, go into a maintenance. Like, you might be severely underweight, or first and foremost, like we say, go to a therapist and just speak to them. And my door is always open when you can process those psychological patterns of what you are doing. Because if I put them into that cookie cutter program, they're just going to relapse, and they're going to permit themselves to restrict their food when that's already an issue that they have anyway, because coach said so. And when the coach goes, they don't know how to deal with those emotions, and it just backfires in their face. But there is so many people that will take those vulnerabilities and will almost like feed off them. There's so many people out there that I see popping up as like, suggested pages and whatnot. I only follow people that I either know or that inspire me. These like suggested pages of people like promoting this, like, let me fix your binge eating. What? Like, what? I can help, and I'm a very good coach when it comes to the psychological mindset aspect of things for clients. I will help, I will listen, I will share my own experiences and what helped me, but what I can't do is cure or treat someone with an active mental health condition.
Yeah, and that's the issue. People try and do that. It's like, I was thinking about when you're saying that, it's like me going to, I don't know, a mechanic and then telling them how to fix my car. You just wouldn't do that, And these coaches take on these clients and then start like, how can you possibly tell someone, who, like you said, not licensed or qualified, how can you possibly tell someone to do it based on your experiences? Maybe you can give some people advice from what you've gone through and maybe how you would deal with that.
Yeah, 100%.
But you can't be, guiding someone through those situations.
No.
Not at all.
No.
If you're not qualified or you haven't, I just can't see that working. It doesn't, you wouldn't ever do that with another industry. I wouldn't do that with another industry. It just wouldn't work like that. So I think that was a big one for me when I wrote that down, because a lot of people, so if you're watching this and think, a coach is going to sort all my problems out for me, they're not. Trust me, they're not. It's got to come from you. And maybe that coach in the time can help you, guide you and give you a program. But if you're not willing to change or willing to work on the actual trauma, the issues, whatever it's happened, it's not going to do shit. You're going to be wasting your time in that sense. So before you take action on getting a coach, think, actually, do I need a therapist, or do I need actual help, or do I actually need that coach? And probably most people will need probably the therapy first, I would say, in those situations.
Yeah.
Next one.
I don't know where I'm at. Okay, don't expect results if you're not willing to put the work in, or / complaining about things won't solve your problems. I wrote sort of 2 in 1. I see this goes back to the victim mentality. I see a lot of people complaining and saying that they want something so bad, but then when I give them the plan or I give them an answer, the first thing that they say is, but this, but that. You're like this sometimes when it comes to our like relationship stuff, not bodybuilding or anything like that. But when George has a problem, I'm like, oh babe, like, why don't you do this? Oh, but that. And I'm just like, For example, actually this kind of relates to bodybuilding. So George was like, oh, okay, like the volume of my crumpet and egg white meal is a little bit heavy. And I was like, okay, so why don't you take the egg whites out and put some bacon medallions in? Oh, but I like the meal. And I'm just like, are you wanting a solution or are you wanting to complain? Because they're two different things. If you're hiring a coach and if you're trying to make meaningful change in your physique and a coach is telling you, here is the plan, this is what to do, and you're saying, oh, but it's raining outside, I can't do my steps. Well, stop expecting yourself to get the results if you're not willing to put the fucking work in. The destination to get you to where you go is going to be hard, and it's the whole cliche saying of, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it, right? But it's not easy, and not everyone is doing it. So don't expect to reach the heights if you're planning to be average and if you're planning to be mediocre. Like, don't expect to be successful and be the top businessman and businesswoman if you're doing average person things. Like, how? Why? Like, okay, I'm only willing to study for an hour, so don't fucking expect to be Einstein. He studied for multiple hours a day. He studied for 25 hours a day when there's only 24.
Yeah, I just got that. We see it time and time again, you know, clients will check in and they say, I really want to make progress and I'm really disappointed that I didn't make progress this week. But then I'm like, I stuck to my food though, but then I look at your expenditure, I'm like, well, you've not done your steps, nor have you done any of your cardio. What the fuck do you expect? Like, how can you possibly expect to see results if you're not? Yeah, okay, you can maybe be good at some parts of it, but if you're missing out on other key fundamental things, it ain't gonna happen. So you need to fix that up and you actually need to sort it out. So you have to be going above and beyond. Trust me, every single thing that I've done, every single point in this life has led to me there's some point I've gone above and beyond to get to where I need it. There's some level of uncomfortableness. That's what you have to do. But don't sit there if you're not willing to put the work in, or you half-ass it, you don't do your full week of what needed done, don't expect the results.
Yeah.
Don't expect the results. Simple as that, you know? That's what I tell people. I'm like, well, you haven't done your cardio, you haven't done your steps, what do you bloody expect? Start ticking those boxes, then come back to me and say, fair enough. I'll be like, fair enough. You know what? He's doing what I've asked him to do, doing what he said. It's not working. Something needs to change. When you're not doing that, fucking nail the foundations and do what you need to do first. Then you can start moaning. But until then, shut up and crack on what you need to do.
Yeah, it's don't expect results from the... What's the quote that I always used to say? Don't expect results from the work that you're not willing to put in. Like, how much you put in is going to be how much you get out of it. And by the way, it's completely fine to put 50% of effort in, but expect 50% of reward back. Like, you can't expect to give a little unless you're going to be really lucky, and that's how people win the lottery. But yeah, it's just, you know, it's important to remember that it does require hard work, and unless you're willing to put in the hard work, don't set yourself big goals. Like, you know what needs to be done in order to achieve them. Do it, or don't complain.
Next one.
Yeah.
I'll put here, this might be a little bit controversial. I do apologise for anyone out there that's listening to this and may disagree. You're not depressed or anxious, you're just fat and lazy. I've said it.
Elaborate.
So for me, like, how can I word this? You know, I'm trying to think how I can word this without obviously, you know, pissing people off. Don't get me wrong, there is depression, there is anxiety, but too many people nowadays, they're playing that card like nobody's business. You know, we're watching Can't Pay Will Take It Away, and people are like, I'm not working because I'm depressed and I'm anxious. And I just think, look at you. I'm sorry, I'll say it out there. You're looking at me, tiptoe. I know what Vicky's doing right now. She's going, George, keep your mouth shut, but I'm gonna say it. You know, most of those people that are saying that, they're fat, they're lazy. Need to get in shape, need to start looking good, need to start moving about, you know. Blaming that card, I ain't having it.
I think we might need to pause this.
No, we're not pausing it. We'll just move on to the next one. That's my opinion. Vicky probably disagrees with that. But
no, there is a level of things that I agree with. I mean, maybe not necessarily like fat and lazy and whatnot. No, but what I agree with is a lot of the time depression and anxiety comes from the fact that you're not, one, acting in line with your values and your wants in life, and two, you're not showing up for yourself the way that you should. And of course, like, physique is a very superficial thing. Not everyone wants to be lean, muscular, skinny, whatever you tone, whatever you want to call it. Not everyone wants to look that certain way. That's absolutely fine. But the reason why I do think that physique plays such a huge role in your general happiness is because, one, training, a good lifestyle results in you releasing endorphins, you feeling good. But also, it's one of those things where you do hard things that reward you through the release of, again, happy hormones, endorphins. And three, like, you show up for yourself on days when you don't even want to. That provides you with a huge level of confidence, which also provides you with a huge level of purpose. Also, laziness usually stems down to a lack of purpose, which is what I've just spoken about. When you lack purpose, you are going to feel depressed because you have no reason why. You don't have a strong why, and that often leads you to feeling low. You not wanting to get out of bed, you not wanting to go to work, you not wanting to see your friends, you having social anxiety because you don't have anything that you are passionate about. This comes from a girl that has been on sertraline, fluoxetine, citalopram. I've been on antipsychotics, like you name it. I've been on antidepressants. I've been prescribed them a lot. I've been diagnosed with anxiety and depression. I've been like basically treated through CBT. It's actually called DBT for like basically a personality disorder. They thought I had that. So I've been through emotional states where I've been so low. I've had really bad coping mechanisms, and I won't talk about it because there may be a trigger warning here. I don't want anyone to feel really, but I had really bad coping mechanisms. I ended up in therapy, 6-month therapy. I ended up in rehab. I've been to that low point, and that low point stemmed from the fact I was not working in line with my values. I did not address my trauma. I did not look after myself. I remember there was times where I wouldn't even like brush my hair or brush my teeth. What the hell? Like, come on girl, like get yourself up, fix yourself up, get training, get moving, get eating well, get doing these things, have a bloody purpose, know what you want in life and go after it. And since I've been doing that, since I've had this level of purpose, and bodybuilding's brought that to me, it's given me something to work towards. Business has brought that to me, it's given me something to work towards. My why is way bigger than just like the way that I look, but the way that I look and how I build my body is a direct translation of my why, because I want to inspire women, because I want them to feel better, because I want to get movement. So it sort of relates to what you're saying, but I actually wrote something similar. I wrote, you're not anxious, you're just avoiding what you need to do, or giving a fuck about too many things outside of your control. So it's just sort of saying that like anxiety and depression probably stems from the fact that you're not being authentic to yourself, you're not setting boundaries, you're not looking after yourself, you're not showing up for yourself, you're keeping empty promises to yourself because you're telling yourself you're going to start tomorrow, you never do it, you're not getting out of bed, you're not waking up on your alarm clock. And to be honest with you, when I went to rehab, and I mentioned this in a previous episode, there was no chat about like how to actually help with my eating disorder, my depression, anxiety. Most of it was you're waking up at 7 a.m. every fucking day. As soon as you wake up at 7 a.m., you're outside, you're moving. Everything was on a time schedule, and they gave us so much purpose. Like every single day I knew what I was doing. And no matter how I felt, fuck my feelings, I had to follow the plan. If I didn't feel like it, my therapist would drag me out of the bed by my feet and drag me outside for our morning exercise. Why? Why do you do that? Because it fucking works. It works. So the whole like fat and lazy that George made, I think obviously that's his opinion. I obviously have a more further interpretation of that, which we always do. We're like yin yang. You're entitled to your opinion, George. You're your own individual. I can be yang. I don't mind which one. I'm the white one. Yin and yang are like two opposing forces that like can join together.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I think. Yeah, do you know who's actually really good? If you listen to this podcast, after you finish listening to this podcast and all of the other episodes, head over to a podcast that we absolutely love. It's by Bedros Keuilian. It's called the Bedros Keuilian Show, and he talks about like he's like, all of you men with all of these gelatinous titties, you're all sat there. No wonder you don't fucking have a purpose. Because what he's saying is right. Get out, get moving, get feeling good, look after yourself. And again, when you have that goal and that drive and the ambition of, this is what I'm achieving, you don't have time to dwell on things because you realise how precious life is.
Yeah. I'm not going to say any more because we'll get into probably people turning off and the dislike button, but yeah, you've said it in a really good way. Yeah, well, the last thing... No, I'm not going to say it. I will just keep it that. Okay. What I was going to say...
Oh, there he goes.
I really want to say it, but I don't want to say it. It's kind of like that. Like, in my opinion, when someone's like really overweight, it says a lot about them. 100%, it says a lot about them. That's just my opinion, okay? It shows there's a lack of discipline. It's kind of what Andrew Tate says. I actually agree with that. I do. Unless there's a medical reason why you are that overweight, you shouldn't be that overweight. It says a lot about you. That's my opinion.
Okay, stand by your
Sorry, we looked at each other and paused there. I was thinking, okay, this is...
No, by the way, if anyone that's like... Your opinion is your opinion, and this is the whole point of this podcast, and people are gonna, again, not agree with it, etc. And
I'm not here to please everyone. That's what I've just said to myself. I'm not here to please everyone. People can disagree, people can agree. Like, it's just how I feel, and if...
But it comes out of a place of care.
Yes.
There you go.
Because I don't want you being overweight.
Okay.
Fair enough. Right. Thinking we're going to call this podcast, George, you should not have said that.
No.
Edit this out now, but we're not.
When do I ever do that?
Never.
Exactly. If anything, I'm like, you need to back yourself. You need to believe in yourself. You need to stop speaking to yourself like shit. That's what I'm like.
Right, next one.
I don't even know anymore because I've just like ping pong back and forth with it. You're not bad at what you're doing. You're just avoiding and stuck in your self-sabotaging patterns.
Elaborate.
People being like, I'm not good at maths. You've not even fucking studied maths before. I'm not good at this. You've not even tried it before. You're literally self-sabotaging. You're ruining your own progress before you've even had the chance to succeed. It's me all over. I'll never be an IFBB pro. You've not even fucking tried, woman. It's like I'll never be the most successful You've not even given it a go yet. Like, all of these things you're saying to yourself is literally just a form of self-sabotage. The reason why you'll not be successful is because you're listening to your self-sabotage patterns, which are programmed to make you feel safe, When you've not done certain things in life, so say, for example, you've never stepped up on stage, your brain is literally like, you've never done this before, don't do it because you're going to die. And it's going to make you self-sabotage your way into not achieving that goal no matter how much you want it. But when you do it and you give it a go and you give it a try, your brain's like, actually, do you know what? We didn't die. You can do it again. That is how you're going to build self-confidence. So what was I even talking about? You're not bad at what you're doing. You just avoid the stuff. Yeah, so you're basically what I'm trying to say is you're avoiding a lot of work and you're stuck in your self-sabotaging patterns, which is creating a self-belief in yourself that you're not good at doing something, whereas that's not the case. Oh, I'm not really good at squatting. Have you even tried? Have you even given it a go? Have you failed? Have you failed twice? Have you gotten back up again? Have you given it another go? Have you tried something different?
I have that with like whey proteins. I don't like that. Have you tried it? No.
You're so bad at it. Do we literally drive? And I was like, Perform Protein's brought out a new
sticky toffee pudding. I don't like that. Have you had it? Yeah, once when I was about 6. Didn't like it.
And then George is like, well, I don't like toffee. I'm like, yeah, but you like Revels with toffee. And you're like, I like everything with chocolate. And I'm like, yeah, do you like mint chocolate? No. Do you like chocolate orange? No. Do you like chili chocolate? No. That's what I mean. Some people just have this preconception of like, I'm not good at something. No, you're just stuck in your self-sabotaging patterns, so get out of it, otherwise you'll never be successful in your life.
I'll leave it there. Yeah, because let's do a part 2 because we can go on for ages and ages. I'm going to leave it there. How about, you think that's good?
You're falling asleep.
No, I'm not. It's just...
I'm ramped up. He's falling asleep.
No, I'm chilled. I'm enjoying myself. I'm chilled. I'll leave it there because I think 42 minutes goes by quick.
Yeah.
Is decent enough for a podcast. I think any longer, sometimes people get a little bit bored. Guys, if you have enjoyed this...
How ever get bored of us?
No, hopefully not. Hopefully not. Guys, if you have enjoyed this, let us know in the comments. Please do drop a like. We'll probably have a few dislikes on this one, but thanks to me. Anyway, cheers on that. I'll thumbs it up myself. I'll use my other accounts to thumb it up as well. Get extra likes. Please like, please subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're on Spotify, please don't give us a bad rating for what I just said. We want to try and keep up our 4.8. Remember, someone, when we first posted it, gave us a bloody 1. For no reason. Not even posted a podcast yet, gave us a 1 rating. So it brought it down to 4.8. So, yeah.
We could have a 2-star rating, 3-star rating, 1-star rating. I'm still going to carry on doing what I'm doing.
Yeah,
because there's going to be one person out there that benefits from this, and that is more than enough for us.
That's it. So yeah, if you do like it, rate it on Spotify, whatever you want. We appreciate you guys. Of course, we'll keep these coming, and if there's anything you guys want to see, hear, listen to, we said we'd do a Q&A last week. Well, that didn't happen, did it?
Do a Q&A next week.
Yeah, we'll do a Q&A next week after that, we'll do whenever. Guys, if you want to see anything, let us know, and we'll definitely do it. Lots of love, we're signing out. We'll see you in the next one.